stayed consistent. Celebrating
That was a
3
good one.
years
That was a good
on
one.
the air on
That was a good one.
WROI as the
One
first
second.
federal program.
Yeah, I mean,
Hosts may have changed.
can't much argue with
Here's what it
Still the
is.
same. Now continuing a long-standing tradition, streaming on the First Federal Facebook page and on WROI. It's time for the First Federal Program.
And good morning, it is time for the First Federal Program here on a Friday, January 23rd, as we welcome Todd to the program this morning. He's back!
Good morning, Randy.
Hey,
And back
I
after.
thought maybe you retired already.
No, that's coming. Rose Bowl, Peach Bowl games. Didn't make it to Miami, but.
You're getting back okay now? You're back in the groove?
Yeah.
Okay.
Word of the day is burr, though. You just
It
said
is
that.
the word of the day, you're right. And
Yeah.
you can add as many R's on the end of that as you need.
It'll be a cold one this weekend. Keep your pets inside. Be safe. Snow coming too. I mean, kind of what do you expect like a weekend late in January?
Well, you know, it's going to be girls sectional time, so
Well,
what
that's
do you
true.
expect, you know?
We welcome Joe McCarter today from RTC Communications. Welcome, Joe.
thank you. Thanks for having me.
We're going to talk a little bit about IU football today. Is that okay?
That's fine. Yeah, we can go
We've
there.
got 3 of the 4 of the crew. Tanner's here too.
Tanner can lead that conversation.
Tanner can lead that conversation.
He got pretty good while you were gone, though, because I forced the situation a couple of times too. So, we didn't let him just slide.
If we let Tanner lead, it may quickly migrate to Denver Bronco football. So better watch that.
Never done undefeated,
Yeah.
unbelievable.
There's the big key right there.
Unbelievable. It just seems like, I know Randy, you and I are
Yeah.
longtime fans. Joe, you're a longtime fan too. It's like we've suffered through years of misery.
The funny part is now is how long will it take before the tickets are readily available again? Because I'm down there several times with my father-in-law and everything else. You can get those tickets, and you might be up a little high, but by halftime you can get right down as close as you want. And I don't think that's going to happen for a while.
In our early years of marriage, we had season tickets for many, many years until our kids started doing things
Yeah.
like, I remember you couldn't even give away football tickets.
Yeah.
Like, you can't make the game on Saturday, Randy, can you go?
Yeah.
No, you gotta
Nah,
play.
gotta watch paint dry.
Yeah, that's the way it was, unfortunately. I heard a stat yesterday. I didn't have a chance to check it out. 16-0 this year. That if you go back and look at IU history of 4-year players, more than 50% haven't won 16 games in their 4-year career. That's pretty amazing.
Wouldn't surprise me at all.
So I went back and looked at my 4 years in college.
Yeah,
21 games is what they won
in those 4 years.
in those 4 years. So it's pretty amazing.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. I mean, we sit there, all 3 of those championship games, just going, wow. And the first 2, obviously, they dominated. And I didn't think they would probably be that dominating in the championship game, and I thought after the first quarter, okay, it's going to be a dogfight, and it was.
I got a new understanding of the definition of the word joy. I mean, joy like getting married, having kids. But when we were at the Rose Bowl, this is just a great sense of community. Fans outnumbered Alabama
I was
fans.
going to say, it's like being down in Bloomington, wasn't
But
it?
everybody was like friendly. They loved one another. They were hugging and high-fiving people you didn't even know. And just this was all over the streets of Pasadena.
Yeah.
Really the same thing in Atlanta too, because we took the train to the stadium. And even on the train, and even strangers were loving IU. It was joy. It was
It's crazy.
Yeah. Joe, what
Tanner
your
had not much to
experience?
say.
Your daughter experienced Kirkwood this week. Is that
Yeah,
right?
she was able to be down there for that, and yeah, it was unbelievable. So
You experienced Kirkwood in
It
'87.
reminded me of my days in '87. Yeah,
Yeah.
It's something she'll never forget. So it's pretty cool.
I feel sorry, Tanner. I'm
Sorry.
sorry.
No,
Tanner.
I'm just.
He's just
I
taking it all
have
in.
to sit in it. That's just what I
We were nice. We didn't blow up
No,
his
it's all
phone this
good.
week. It
Yeah,
was,
appreciate
so
that.
we waited till Friday.
I took a social media break for a few days. It's all good.
What I like about, I don't think a lot of people will become those obnoxious fans like you've seen in other schools, or we're just.
Well, because it
thankful
hasn't
for the
happened so
opportunity.
often.
Yeah.
I mean, you look at and I'm not picking on certain fans, but some fans, Alabama, Georgia fans, the ones that did it every other year or, every couple, 3 years, they got used to it, and that was expected. IU, we haven't got that far yet.
I don't know. We've got a few on the IU basketball side.
Well,
that's been tampered over the last
yeah, I was
20
gonna say
years.
that's been
but,
tampered.
yeah, we'll wait and see. Hopefully not. Hopefully
Yeah.
we'll stay humble.
Here's a good example of not being humble. We were in Florida many years ago, and I met two guys from Alabama, and I was talking to them. You know, so how many games will Alabama lose this year? And their response was, one if we don't win the national championship. Hope we don't become that. But it's been a great week, great season. Moving on now, Tanner came up with a trivia question regarding national champions.
Ooh.
Before Monday night, who was the last college football team to win their first national championship? Auburn, Georgia, Clemson, Florida. It's a tough question.
I can tell you the year.
But if you were watching the game, you'll know the answers.
We'll do that at the end of the show, so maybe it's not as tough as I thought it was.
Well, if I hadn't watched it.
Some of us were pretty dialed in over the last 4 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've watched.
I should have thought that through.
I've probably listened to 6 or 7 different college football podcasts a week.
Yeah.
So.
But I do. I don't know the guy, but I've learned to really enjoy him. I got to give a shout out to Pat McAfee over this last few weeks. He stayed true to the Hoosiers on every college game day.
Mm-hmm.
The others, they went with whatever social media was going, I think. But
I mean, McAfee's not stupid. He would have been locked out of his house.
True. He did marry into that. But I mean, he even said he goes, "This is a fun team to get behind and watch," and things he's some weird stats and facts that he's come up with that he's found in his research have been pretty interesting. But yeah, college game night that night, and everybody else is picking Miami, and he
didn't see that.
I was surprised by that, to be honest.
Yeah.
That
I thought for sure Saban would, after they beat down his Alabama boys, hey, we got to get some love here, but he didn't.
And Cincinnati was on his first staff at Alabama.
Right,
so
right, yeah.
I don't know.
Now, Marcus Freeman, that was quite funny why he picked
that was great.
Miami.
So what did he say?
He says, we play Miami the first game in 2026. I'm not giving him any billboard material.
And last team to beat Indiana.
It was Notre Dame.
Yeah, interesting.
It was.
They'll be up in the polls next year.
Yeah, they'll be top 10 probably.
Since we talked about sports, let's carry on sports, Taylor.
All right. Well, sticking with college, we'll switch to college basketball because there's a lot of teams in action tonight and tomorrow. Indiana is on the road at Rutgers tonight. Indiana's a 6.5-point favorite.
That's going to be a first.
That game's at 6 o'clock, so kind of an early Friday night tip on Fox Sports 1. And if you keep it on Fox Sports 1, Butler plays following the Indiana game.
Okay.
They host Marquette at 8 o'clock. Marquette's 7-13 this year. That's something you don't say very often.
You don't hear that very often.
Shaka Smart is the only coach that just absolutely refuses to use the portal. And it's really backfiring on him big time. So, there's other schools like Purdue doesn't use it too much, but here and there to fill needs, he won't use it at all.
After IU got rid of Woodson last year, now Shaka Smart's the only one.
He needs to adapt. His time up in Milwaukee might not last too much longer. But, a big one for IU tonight. Rutgers 9-10, IU 12-7. And then tomorrow, Purdue has a big one coming off a loss at UCLA the other night. They host Illinois, who's ranked number 11 and 16-3.
Two of the best teams in the country. Could be foreshadowing the NCAA tournament.
It's the only time they play this year, unless they meet up in the Big Ten tournament. Right now, Purdue's a 2.5-point favorite.
It's at Champaign, right?
It's at Lafayette tomorrow. So it's at 3 o'clock on Fox tomorrow. And then Notre Dame basketball's off this weekend, which is probably good for them.
I was going to say, they
struggling big time.
They need to go back to the drawing board.
Yeah, they're struggling. UNC kind of took it to them the other night. So
another big Purdue game on Tuesday night.
Yes, at Indiana, 9 o'clock.
9 o'clock.
That place will be rocking. First home game after the national championship, which they would have brought that trophy out against anybody. Just so happens it lands on the night they host Purdue, but that makes it fun. I mean, I still remember 5-6 years ago when Bob Knight came back. It was against Purdue, so they usually do some big things. It'll be a good atmosphere.
I think there might be some
Chippewa
payback
City.
for the last 2 football scores, 126-6 or something like
There's
that.
definitely a possibility that
Well,
maybe it gets even.
this senior class has taken some losses, 2 losses in Bloomington, including last year. So they're gonna want some revenge, and we'll see how tomorrow goes against Illinois. But
I was going to say that could lead a lot.
it could.
into
It could.
Tuesday.
I have one of my best friends is an Illinois fan, and he texts me, goes, "Great, now we get a mad Purdue team on Saturday coming off a loss." So
That game's on Peacock, I think, just for people. on-
Tuesday night, yeah,
Yeah.
9 o'clock. Yep. Thank you for that. Yeah, it seems like the big games in the Big Ten anymore, Peacock or Fox. It seems
Yeah.
like almost every night. And NFL's still going on. My Denver
For
Broncos
some people.
are hanging in there, but they're going to have to do with the backup quarterback if they want to get to the Super Bowl. I've never felt so defeated after one of my sports teams has won a game than I did Saturday night. I got to enjoy the big win over the Bills for about 45 minutes. Then the news of Bo Nix fracturing his ankle came in, and it was just hard to believe because watching the game, you couldn't tell.
No, he.
Now, as you know, you go back and you
Right.
can see where it happened, and he was grimacing, and I mean that was kind of obvious now. But 4.5-point underdogs at home against the Patriots. That's about the biggest line I could find for a home underdog in a conference championship game in the Super Bowl era. 3 o'clock on CBS, but I'm not giving up hope. If Jarrett Stidham can play a clean game and the defense can play well, got a chance at home.
Yeah.
So.
It's good news. It's at home.
And then the NFC side, Rams at Seahawks, 6:30 on Fox. Seahawks are 2.5-point favorites. I got to think no matter who comes out of the AFC side, the winner of the NFC is probably going to be favored in the Super Bowl, I would think. So,
More like
It's unfortunate about the Denver quarterback because these would be 2 really good games
yes,
otherwise.
and 2 second-year quarterbacks going head-to-head. That could kind of be a new little rivalry there. It is what it is. I mean, so they might be getting their running back, their starting running back for the first time since October. If so, that could be pretty big.
Yeah.
But not sure if he's going to play yet or not. He's been practicing this week, so because they're going to have to run the ball if they want to win Sunday. But I'll be tuning in. So hopefully next Friday I can talk about the Broncos with the AFC.
You'll have maybe a couple Purdue basketball victories to talk about.
Yeah, that would be nice too. That would be nice. It's been
At least
a
one.
rough sports week for me this past week, but in local sports, a lot going on. Well, kind of, with weather
We'll
depending-
find out here a
weather
little later.
depending, I should say.
I'm gonna guess by noon we
That's
should
true.
probably know
That's
what's
true.
gonna happen. But should be a fun one if we do. Guys back at home tonight with Manchester, and girls home tomorrow night with Manchester. So, and so if the weather holds, big TRC matchups. If not, we'll figure out what they're gonna do. And the nice part about being both at home, there is the potential of moving the guys to tomorrow night also. I don't know if they will. That's just me speculating. But when you have both of them at home, it's easier to do than when
Sure.
one's supposed to be on the road and one's supposed to be at home. So guys are
Come
playing
out
out.
and support the Zebras, boys and girls.
Jake's
The
playing
gym will be warm.
Yeah, it will be.
Good point.
And they're playing well. I mean, really for the most part, big win at the buzzer the other night against Caston for the guys. So taking that momentum into tonight's game, and you're starting to see some things click. So
Yeah.
get out and enjoy it.
Yeah, good deal.
And you mentioned the weather's coming time just for girls
Sectional draw
basketball.
for the girls coming up on Sunday. That's at 6 o'clock. Scheduled, you can hear it here on Giant FM. So, and then next Wednesday we'll have our sectional preview show with the area coaches and the sectional teams.
Just flies.
It is. And then we'll flip to February and we'll have sectionals.
Yep.
It's crazy.
Got some tidbits here this morning. This first one's sports related. On this day in 1953, the Dallas Texans became the Baltimore Colts, which eventually become the Indianapolis Colts.
I did not know that.
I didn't either.
Huh.
On this day in 1982, the TV series The A-Team premiered on NBC,
Wow.
featuring Mr. T. And on this day in 1996, the first version of the Java programming language was released.
It's a really important thing because the world wouldn't be what it would be today
I was
without
gonna say,
Java.
Right.
Websites and things like that.
Right.
How easy things are.
And today's National Pie Day,
Uh-huh.
National Handwriting Day, Maternal Health Awareness Day, National Rhubarb Pie Day.
Mm.
I'm not a big
I'll
fan
stick
of
with
that.
just Pie
Yeah,
Day.
me too. International Sticky Toffee Pudding Day. It's more of an international thing, I would say. This one I had to put it out there because it's so outlandish. Snowplow Mailbox Hockey Day. I even looked up, like, what are they talking about? Well, some snowplows kind of making a game to
Yeah.
take out mailboxes and
Glad they don't do that around
yeah.
here.
So I'm like, well, that's not very nice.
I'm sure you get enough snow, you probably don't even see half of them.
Probably. I know up where I live on one of the main roads, it's such a problem that people have put plywood up to guard their mailboxes. Yeah. So, and then National Major Your Feet Day.
We're going to enjoy some warm pie today.
There you go.
Upcoming events, the Times Theater is hosting Saints of Crew tomorrow night. They bring a full throttle energy of Motley Crue straight to their historic stage from Sweet Home Alabama to other songs, and doors open at 7, show starts at 8. Money news, Dow 49,300 approximately, up 300 points yesterday, just below that 50,000 mark, which is kind of amazing. A lot of variables in the world economy and what's going to cause that to go up and down, and just long-term investments. That's what the stock market is. Bank is open today. Expect to be open even with the snow and hours, and no more hours today. 8:30 to 5. Tomorrow 9 to 8:30 to noon.
Yep.
You can always bank with us online on our mobile app or our retail banking online application. Check your balances, make payments, move money between your accounts. So it's going to be a cold weekend. If you're staying inside, you can still bank with us, but we'll be there if you need us. Also, this time of year is a good time to be thinking about your home mortgage loan. It slows down a little bit right now, but if you're thinking about moving on or doing some home improvement this spring, come check us out now, because rates are in a good place right now, and we're not as busy typically in February, so it might be a good time to visit with Stacy Wilson, Ben Dalton,
And Ryan Austin and
thank you,
Winamac.
Ryan Austin, yes.
Yep.
We have gifts for our checking accounts. Open Simply Free Checking, you get a gift now with a slow cooker, good for this time of year, putting the chili in right now for this
So it's going to be a
weekend.
good weekend to have
Yes,
one of those.
yes. And then next week we start a new cycle, and it's one of those cycles where you have an option of 2 gifts.
Ooh.
You can get a First Federal branded coffee mug, or, and I've been hinting at this one the last couple of weeks on the show, I kept saying a vintage gift, or you can get a toaster.
A toaster.
Back when we
Yeah.
started the Haberfeld program back in 2017, 2018, I was reminded a lot how back in the day, a lot of people would get a toaster when they opened up accounts.
Okay.
This being our 60th year, our 60th anniversary, I really wanted to start the year off with a toaster, so we were able to get those.
Awesome.
I think it'll be fun.
I started in banking in the early 80s, and I do remember giving toasters away.
There we go.
That,
Cool.
like silverware and plates
Yeah.
and things like that.
Yeah,
I'll be interested to see how many times you have to reorder.
you're right. So, and they're a nice color too, so hopefully people really enjoy them.
So if you like us on Facebook, follow us on X, Instagram, LinkedIn, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. We're the only locally owned bank in Fulton County. We don't want to be the biggest bank, just the best. Borrowers must meet underwriting guidelines. We are FDIC insured and an equal housing lender, and our MLS number is 399927.
And makes it legal, ready for the fun part of the program as Joe McCarter joins
We
us.
welcome Joe. Thanks for being on the show. We usually have you on about this time of year, kind of recap what's been happening with RTC Communications in the last year, and you know what's looking forward to this next year. So,
Yeah.
2025. What major accomplishments happened?
We completed our fiber build throughout the county. That was a major accomplishment. We were on a timeline from the state at the Next Level Connect grants, and so very proud of our team. Executed at a really high level, and we now have fiber to every prim in the county. So if you haven't gotten hooked up, please call in. Now's the time. We can get you hooked up with fiber, and it's a really good experience.
And fiber's the way of the world now.
Absolutely.
You get high-speed internet.
Yep.
Other things come along with that.
Yep. And people are doing more and more with their internet out of their homes, so fiber is the way to go.
and even having multiple devices, I mean, supporting that.
Yep.
You know, multiple devices wouldn't be supported in the old dial-up days,
No.
you know.
You know,
But fiber, I mean, you got the best of the best. You compare it anywhere in the country with our internet speeds.
yeah, and you know, you talked about the BYU game being on Peacock. That's a streaming service. You need good internet. You want that, you know, dial coming up in the middle of the game and spinning. But yeah, so we're really pleased. Executed at a very high level. The team did a great job. As we look to 26, you know, part of what we have to do is get back to the knitting. We dedicated a lot of resources and a lot of time to that county bill because we had to. It was the right thing to do, not just for the county, but for the requirements in the next level grant. We've got a new voice product, which will really be positive for our business customers. That's launching in March. Really excited about that. As I was thinking about our current voice switch, I was at RTC when we brought that switch in. So it's not as old as I thought it was, or maybe I'm getting older than I've ever been.
We'll go back first.
Yeah, we're really excited about that. And then we'll have some work in Rochester area. We've got some equipment that needs updated. We're on probably a 6-year cycle. And so customers in Rochester area will be seeing that. A lot of it will be really not noticeable, but there will be some customer interaction, and we need to get into some homes for that.
Well, that's what's interesting about this technology world is, you know, things like fiber are more pervasive now. You know, the infrastructure plant needs to change,
Yeah.
and that ages very quickly, basically. So
Yeah, we were very fortunate that we upgraded our core right before we were awarded the next level grants. So our core, additional capacity, newer, that's in really good shape, and we're pleased that got done. But now we got some more kind of middle equipment to feed specific areas that we got to upgrade. So we'll be working on that.
and those are the things that customers don't see.
Right, yeah,
They can
that's-
experience problems if
yeah.
they don't change.
We call that behind the curtain.
Behind the curtain,
But
yeah.
there's a
That's
lot
good.
that goes on behind the curtain. We're doing more professional underground services. Obviously, we invested heavily during the build from an equipment and people standpoint. It's something we're very good at. We've done historically for our business, but now we're starting to look at other opportunities. We've been doing some things, utility extensions, trenching, even hydro excavating we can do. So if you're in need of those types of things,
I didn't realize that.
that's a
interesting.
business that we're in. We're looking at a lot of outdoor Wi-Fi, whether it's a building extension or just backyard. People are really wanting to expand that Wi-Fi internet experience because of what we talked about. There's more and more things you can do. So we're seeing a lot more demand for that. I feel like we've got a couple good products to accomplish that.
I know that you've been very gracious with your services in the community here. You're probably not using the right terminology, but you provided like some hotspots for
Right.
downtown area.
Yeah, we obviously being a local company, we take local investment, local service very seriously. We live in this community. It's important to us to serve the communities that we live in. So our teams really, they really embrace the opportunity to do things when we can and use our expertise to help the community. We have a lot more e-bill capabilities, different methods of payment. Can even utilize your e-bill account to enter a trouble ticket should you be experiencing some
Nice.
problems. So things. Number one, we've obviously are getting a larger customer base, but also just the digital era. There's just a lot more ways to do business, so we encourage customers to take a look at that. It makes it easier for them.
Yeah, we talk about that in banking quite a bit.
Yeah.
Serving the customers at their time of need,
Yep.
the way they want to be serviced.
Yep.
So that doesn't mean you have to call up.
Yep.
Yeah.
I know Randy at WROI, they wanted text to chat,
Yeah.
and that's one of our things that our new phone switch is going to have. So you just got to continue to evolve. Calix routers, I talked about this a year ago. If you have our service and don't have a Calix router, call in, get that scheduled for pickup. That allows us to manage remotely. So if you have some things going on, and the more and more devices you get on these routers, it becomes complicated. And there can be some interference in your home. So we're able to manage that remotely and be a lot more responsive to little issues like that. But also then we have what's called an RTC app that allows you to manage your experience in home. So if you have guests coming over, you can set up a separate Wi-Fi for them. If you want your kids knocked off the internet at 11 o'clock, you can schedule that type of thing. So that's all part of the Calix router that we encourage people to get.
I would support that because being in technology, I've kind of managed my own routers over the years, and when things start not working as you expect, you start trying to troubleshoot.
Right.
First thing I did was called RTC and got the Calix router to replace my router.
Yep.
All of my problems went away.
Yeah. And a lot of times it is just the router, but at least if you have our Calix router, we can help diagnose what the issue is. Ways to contact us, that's changed as well. Our RTC1 is our website. You can get there's a lot of material there. 574-223-2191, our main number still. You can text to that number. We can help in that way. We have a chat via the website. And if you want to email, our email for our front office is csrteam@rtc1.com. And the other thing I want to mention is we've had for years Refer a Friend program, which will give you a $20 bill credit. And I tell people it doesn't have to be a friend. It can be a Notre Dame guy if you want.
For a pretty basketball guy.
Yeah. But when they call in, if they just mention, hey, Randy told me he really likes your service, you'll get a $20 bill credit. And those can add up, especially with our new build. There's a lot of folks out there that need to sign up.
And your customer service team is excellent too.
Yeah.
You've got great people in there. I recall one time, not too long ago, that just got a call out of the blue about a credit that I had that I didn't really know about, and they made it work for me.
Yeah, we've got really good people throughout, and that's the key to any success. So we're very fortunate on that. The cable business is always interesting, but the one interesting note today is we had notification yesterday from the company United Teleports. They're in Georgia, and that's where we ingress our cable programming from. One of the reasons we chose Georgia is it's typically not weather related or weather affected. Yeah. They are in the path of this historic storm.
Yeah.
So wanted to caution our customers, they've got a DR site, a disaster recovery site ready. But as you well know, Todd, any disaster recovery site's not quite the same as the main site.
Correct.
So if they get hit like they think they might, and there's an extended power outage to their main facility, they will switch over. But our customers could see a little difference in the quality of the programming. So I just wanted to mention that.
That's where you use your fiber and use the streaming services then.
Right, absolutely. So anyway, other than that, really appreciate you having me on today. And we're busy. We're always busy. I joked during the build that we get this build done, we're going to be able to take a breath. I think that breath was Christmas and New Year's Day, and it's behind us now. But it's an exciting time for us. We've got a lot of things going, and we will continue to look to evolve to make sure we're servicing our customer the best we can. Customer support, customer service is our number one goal.
Yeah, I know customer service and support, like if a customer's out there not sure, do they have the right mix of services set up, call the team and they'll help them walk through that.
Absolutely. And we feel like that is a huge differentiator for our service compared to some folks that may consider themselves competitors.
Local service.
Yeah.
One of the other things that, I find as I travel around for sports and everything else, and we get spoiled with the great stuff that RTC does locally for schools and everything else. You forget how nice it is to be able to plug in to an internet, to take your Ethernet and plug right in and have instant internet instead of having to rely on something else.
The old days of doing radio broadcasts.
Well, even still, today now we have to carry a box with us to take our cell phones to convert it so we can use it, because there's a lot of places that still don't have internet. And I wouldn't think of it. Howard County, we were in Northwestern. There was no internet in any of the press boxes at the football field for football season. So you're relying on your phones and Wi-Fi's and everything else to try to get. You go here, you plug in. You get spoiled. And we've been that way for several years, and we thank RTC for that.
Appreciate it.
Thank you, Joe McCarter. We've been talking with Joe this morning from RTC Communications. Just touch on one last thing. I know you do a lot for the community. We talked about the Wi-Fi routers, but you're very committed to making sure our community is a better place. And a lot of your team's involved in community nonprofits and things like that. And I know you encourage that, like United Way, for example.
We do. It's one of our corporate values. It has been for a long, long time. I certainly didn't make that up. Alan Terrell was very, very big on that as well. The Barnharts prior to Alan, obviously, we're big on that. So it's a core value of ours. We take it seriously, and our employees embrace it. So we're happy to serve this community, and not just the products and services we offer, but in the charitable ways that we can as well.
Well, thank you, Joe, for being a guest this morning, and stay warm this weekend. It seems like you might have a lead on the trivia question here. Before Monday night, who is the last college football team to win their first national championship? Auburn, Georgia, Clemson, Florida. Joe, you know
Florida,
the year.
1996, I believe.
Florida, 1996.
Who was quarterback?
That's the answer.
Now that one's a good question.
Won the Heisman Trophy that year.
It wasn't Tebow. That was too early for Tebow.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Tanner's asking who the quarterback was.
Urban Meyer era? No.
Steve Spurrier era.
Steve Spurrier.
Era. It was
Era.
Danny Wolf.
Danny
I
Wolf.
would
I
not
was
have
thinking-
Heisman Trophy.
I would not have come up with that.
Wow. So yeah, and if you, like I said, if you were watching game day that night, you knew that answer. That's where the only reason why I knew that answer.
So we'll close with words of wisdom. I took some liberty here from, Tanner usually provides a great quote. This is from a famous American sports figure. I win googly. Kurt Signetto.
And you can do that now, and it says, yes, he won under that.
I think we also have them coming to me.
Yeah. So
But also, Tanner's original quote was from the CEO of Google, which applies too.
yes.
Failure is not the opposite of success. It's the stepping stone towards it. Exactly what IU's done over all these years.
Joe, thank you very much for coming in. Tanner, Todd, we'll talk to you again next Friday.
Thanks all.